It's the fo yo 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 games. Back at it like a crack addict with a bad habit on the dirty craftmatic, sucking on the glass phallus. I just made that up. Bars. Today, we open up Animus, Vanishing Point, Core Set 1, the draft building card game by Ed Rodriguez. Read the back. The draft building card game with the multiverse of ever-changing decks that fits in your pocket. Attempting to rule all universes, mysterious entities sought the power of the singularity which binds the multiverse together. Their tampering caused it to erupt and scatter its power across time and space. Across the multiverse, various beings were infused with aspects of this power, but it came at a price. They were subject to the beckon of the entities, and now they are called to the far reaches of the multiverse in a war for ultimate supremacy. As one of these entities, you must now gather your forces, claim your power, and save or conquer existence. Animus is a 2 to 4 player card game in which the players draft a team of 9 unique characters from a spanning universe to battle while leading their team with one of several large entity cards. Drafting means every game will have a completely new roster. Game contents: 3 6-sided dice, 36 character cards, 6 large entity cards, 20 red damage tokens, available on GameCrafter. Visit the official website, www.animuscardgame.com. 2 to 4 players, minimum age 13 plus, 15 to 30 minute game. All right, Ed, holla at your boy. Next set come out. So I can do another opening. Animus core rules. We got the oversized entity cards, unspeakable entity, ancient forgotten evil, reaction. After one of your cards is killed, place 1 damage on the card that killed it. Flavor text at the bottom. We'll get to the rest of the entities after we look at the rule book. We got, I'm sure these are damage counters. Clear poker chip looking things. Nice dice, clear dice with speckles, glitter speckles in them. 2 red, 2 blue. I think the box said 3 dice, but it looks like 4. The cards, we'll go into the cards in a second. We'll look at the core rules now. Okay, Animus. Mysterious forces destroyed the singularity that once bound the multiverse together. Control of the universe just went up for grabs. Can you defeat those that would keep such power from you? Animus is the draft building card game with the multiverse of ever-changing decks that fits in your pocket. Every single card is unique, and everything you need to play with your friends is in one box. Objective: Animus is a 2 to 4 player card game in which the players draft a team of 9 unique characters from a spanning multiverse to battle while leading their team with one of several large entity cards. A player wins if the total Animus level of cards they've defeated equals or exceeds 10. Or their opponent's deck, hand, and battlefield have been depleted of all cards. So, kill enemies worth at least 10 in level, or mill the opponent's deck, hand, and battlefield. Alright, components: 3 dice, but they gave us 4 for some reason. 36 character cards, 6 entity cards, 20 damage tokens, the red ones. And the anatomy of a character card: Animus level, top left, type, color and a symbol, type advantage, strength and weakness maybe. Well, strength, melee value, flank value. Okay, the flank is here. The melee's got to be right up front. Here goes your little vanguard and your positions. Effects: text, name of the card, flavor text. Yep. And looks like each character has the power, talent, skill, or skill type. Power is red, green is skill, blue, I don't know, something like that. Maybe not. Alright, drafting characters and selecting entities. Your strategy in Animus begins before you place your first character on the battlefield. Players will draft a total of 9 characters from a display that changes as they draft. To create draft display, shuffle the characters' cards and deal a line of 6 face down, 5 face up below that, 4 face down below that, and then 3 face up on the bottom. Place the remaining characters back in the box. They will not be used in this game. The display of character cards should look like the diagram below. Right there, simple enough. Down, up, down, up. Select entity before drafting. Before drafting begins, shuffle the entity cards and deal 2 to each player. Players secretly select and simultaneously reveal the selected entity. The text on an entity card provides the player with special rules and unique abilities which apply for the remainder of the game. Okay, so you get 2, pick one secretly. Players take turns drafting a single character from the display with the following rules and exceptions. A player may only draft a card that does not have any other cards on top of it. Yep. When a face down card no longer has any cards on top, it's immediately flipped over and becomes available for drafting. Player 2 drafts twice during the first turn. Okay, example. All right, we already know about that. As soon as nothing's on top of the card, you can draft it. Okay, getting ready after drafting. Each player shuffles their 9 character cards and places them face down in a stack to form their deck. Each player draws 4 cards from their deck, then selects a card and places it on the bottom of their deck. This is their hand, which should be kept secret. As the game is played, character cards will be added to the play space between the players. This is called the battlefield. Character cards on the battlefield are considered in play. When character cards are discarded from a player's hand or defeated from the battlefield, they will be added to a face-up stack called the discard. Each player has their own side of the battlefield and their own discard. Player 1, the player that drafted first, takes the first turn. Turn order. Start phase, first tactical phase, combat phase, second tactical phase, draw phase. End phase, victory check, tactical abilities, tactical ability play. All right, let's read a little bit. Let's skim through this part now, though. Start phase, card effects would start, pop off then. It is important to remember that start effects are not optional. You got to do them. First tactical phase. During this phase, a player may perform any number of tactical abilities. It is important to remember that a given tactical ability can only be performed once during a player's turn, not just once during a given tactical phase. A character put in play during this phase can immediately activate a tactical ability and may attack during the following combat phase. Okay, combat phase. Each of a player's characters may attack or use a combat ability once during this phase. Scoot that up a little bit. Once during that phase. The active player chooses which characters act and the order in which they do so. A player may choose not to act at all during this phase, but a combat phase still occurs during which abilities and effects may occur. Second tactical phase. This phase functions similarly as the first tactical phase. A player may perform any number of tactical abilities which they did not perform during the first tactical phase. Don't forget that a tactical ability can only be performed once, and a character put in play during this phase can activate a tactical ability if it has one. Draw phase. During the draw phase, the active player draws cards from their deck until their total hand size is 3. Until the total in their hand is 3. A player with 3 cards already in hand does not draw any, and a player with more than 3 cards in hand is not forced to discard any. Okay, so minimum 3 at draw phase. End phase. This is the end of a player's turn. Card effects that with the end keyword belong to the active player occur during this phase. It is important to remember that end effects are not optional, but a player with multiple end effects chooses the order in which they resolve. Victory check. Victory is only checked between for between player turns. A player might meet a victory condition but falls short by the end of the current turn. In such a case, play continues normally. When checking for victory, add up the Animus levels of all cards in each player's discard. If a player's total equals or exceeds 10 and is greater than their opponent's total, that player loses. Alternatively, if a player has no cards in their deck, hand, and in play, that player loses. Tactical abilities. A number of entity and character cards in Animus possess abilities with the tactical keyword. A tactical ability can be used once during their player's turn, but can only be used during that player's tactical phases. Most importantly, this means tactical abilities cannot be used during combat. There are 3 core tactical abilities: play, switch, and reset, to which players always have access. Tactical ability play. This is the primary way in which players will put character cards into play. When playing a card, players select from those in their hand and play to one of the 3 battlefield positions: melee, flank, or support. Melee, flank, support. I think that's right. Okay, melee, flank, support. Yeah, melee, flank, support. Well, where we can see it. Melee, flank, support is on the very bottom. If the melee position is empty, it must be filled first in order to play a card into the support position. The flank position in front of it must already be filled. See combat positions for more info. Immediately after playing a card with the play ability, resolve that ability. Important: if a player begins their tactical phase without any character cards in play, they must play a card before taking any other actions. Tactical ability switch, reset, combat positions. Yeah, I'm gonna skip over this stuff and I might just do a how to play later. But we got melee, flank, support, combat positions, and battlefield layout. So melee can attack melee, melee can attack flank, flank can attack flank, flank can attack melee, but support can attack nothing. Okay, types and advantage: power, talent, and skill. Yeah, like I said, I'll go into this a little later. All right, let's go ahead and do the types and advantage. As mentioned earlier, each character has a type and a type advantage. There are 3 types: power, talent, and skill. Generally speaking, power cards have an advantage against talent cards. Talent cards have an advantage against skill cards, and skill cards have an advantage against power cards. To assist players in remembering type advantages, the smaller type icon on each character card indicates what type that card has an advantage against. Let's check that out right quick. Okay, so yeah, big one, your power, so you're strong against talent. Right there. Right. When a character is in combat with another character that it has a type advantage against, the player rolls 2 dice instead of 1 and chooses whichever result they prefer. Sounds good. Killing characters, keywords. We got charge, death, end, kill, haunt, ongoing, play, reaction, reset, start, tactical, trigger. Additional rules. Credits. I feel I really could have went through this whole thing, but if anybody requests it, I'll surely make it. Bust out the cards and then let's get to the entities last. Okay, so we got Zen. Looks like 3 power. Let's see what that is again. Zen, power, strength against skill, 5 and 1. Whoa, I don't know what that is. All right, so it costs 3. Okay, Animus level 3. Okay, so once you get 10 levels in your discard, you lose at the end phase. 5 is Zen's melee value, and 1 is Zen's flank value. Death, automatically kill the card that killed this card. Nice. Whisper, 1 power. Type, the correct, or skill, power, talent, or skill. Okay, skill type, which is great against power. And remember, that's roll 2 dice instead of 1 and pick which one you prefer. Whisper, nice goth schoolgirl, might be a tad bit zombie or a vampire under there. Jennifer's Body or something. Whisper, 3 melee, 3 flank value. Whisper, play effect, select 2 cards in play controlled by 1 player and move 1 damage from one to the other. Nice. 1 Animus level. 1 Animus level, Tinley Kerrigan. Belongs in Netrunner the game, hacker. Power, strength against talent. 2 melee damage, 4 damage dealer on the flank. Tinley Kerrigan, reset, switch the positions of any 2 cards in play controlled by 1 player. Alright, to bust through all these, I'm going to just kind of skip some of the stuff at the top. But 1 level, 2 melee, 4 flank, play, remove 1 damage from all cards in play. Sasha Darkwood, Rar, I like that. 1 Animus level, 4 melee, 2 flank, ongoing. This card deals 1 extra damage during combat if it has 2 damage on it. 3 Animus, Project 16, torn off clothes. Tactical, kill this card by placing it in your discard and select a card in play. It is automatically killed. Ninane Pelennor, 3 Animus level, 3/3. Play, you may place 1 damage on all other cards in play. Mythia Makatan, Chun-Li, 3 Animus level. Play effect, look at a player's hand, choose a card, and reset it. Juvia Valentine, a Juvie. 1 Animus level, 3/3. Combat, place 1 damage on any card, and then 1 damage on this card. Grimblade, Scorpion X Yoshimitsu. 1 Animus level, ongoing. This card deals 1 extra damage in combat if the combat totals are equal. 4/2. Fabiola, that top hat skeleton person we always see. Fabiola Francois, 2 level, 2/4. Play, you may remove a number of damage counters from any cards up to the number of cards in your discard. Nice. Dark Assassin, reaction, when a tie occurs in any combat, this card may place 1 damage on one of the combatants. 2 Animus level, 2/4. Man, this seems great because I love to draft and really see the skill. So 3 Animus, 3/3. Zed, play effect, place 1 damage on any card in play. Varia Wicca, 2 level, death, place 1 damage on all cards in play. Yeah, I'm gonna just skip the melee and all that and flank damage. So 2 level, Solar Sunstreak. Play, remove up to a total of 2 damage from any cards in play. Sam Armitage, 3 level, ongoing. This card requires 1 extra damage in order to be killed. Rad Alexian, 2 level, combat, remove 1 damage from this card. Project 13, 1 level, ongoing. You may perform up to 2 switches on your turn. Jake Nightwood, 3 level, play until the start of your next turn. Your cards can't be attacked. Lixia, 2 level, reset, select any card in play and remove 1 damage from it. Melina. Jaquar Maldito, 3 level. Play effects, select any 1 card in play and return it back to its owner's hand. Fizz, 1 level. Ongoing, this card may attack from support position as if it were in flank position. Nice. Fade Black Raven, reaction, 2 power. Reaction, this card deals 2 damage if it rolls a 6 on the combat die and wins. Blaze, 2 level. Play effect, add +1 to all your rolls this turn. Will-O-Wisp, wheelchair inclusion. I loved it. Really loved it. Now we just need a healthy size person. All right, so 2-level Will-O-Wisp. Play, you may play a card from your hand. Vendo Yakinza, 3-level Death. Place 1 damage on any card in play. Savage Darkwood. Reaction, when this card receives damage in combat, you may perform that combat in additional time. Ryoko and Kurita. Ongoing, if you are attacked, the opponent must attack this card whenever possible. Project 14. Combat. While in support position, this card may make a flank attack to any position. Oh. Lorlia Iris. Ongoing. This card does not receive damage in combat if the combat totals are equal. Neutrino. Tactical. Reset this card. You may only do this if you have at least one other card in your deck. Krizia Yakaya. Ongoing. This card can only be attacked once per turn. Inertia. Reset. Select 2 cards in play controlled by 1 player and move 1 damage from one to the other. Gale. Play. Search your deck for any 1 card and place it in your hand. Dark Moon. End. Return this card back to your hand. This ability is negated if this card has any damage on it. Brick. Reaction. When one of your cards receives damage, you may assign that damage to this card instead. Alrighty. That has been Animus, Vanishing Point, Core Set 1. Can't wait to get this one to the table. And yeah, looks good. Man, I'm going to see how that damage goes. How does that damage go? Tactical ability, victory check, combat phase. Each of a player's characters may attack or use a combat ability once during this phase. The active player chooses which characters act and the order in which they do so. A player may choose not to act at all during this phase, but a combat phase still occurs during which abilities and effects may occur. Combat and attacking. Okay. During a combat phase, a player may activate each character card in play. Usually this means attacking or resolving a combat ability. Each character may only activate once. When attacking, a player chooses who attacks, in what order they attack, and which characters receive each attack. Characters in the melee position can only blah blah blah. Resolving attacks. When attacking, the active and defending player each roll a die and add a combat value to the result. If a character in the melee position is attacking the opposing melee position character, they then use the melee combat values for each character. Okay, so 5 right here. If melee on melee. And flank, attacking flank combat values are used. The character with the higher combat result wins and inflicts 1 damage on the opposing character. Place a damage token on them on the card. If there is a tie, both characters receive a damage. Okay, killing characters. When a character has 3 damage tokens on it, that character's killed. There are some other effects that may kill a character as well. Remove a killed character from the battlefield and add it to the owning player's discard. Shift other character cards forward as necessary to maintain legal combat positions. Okay. So once again, when attacking, a player chooses who attacks, in what order. Okay, and then when attacking, the active player and defending player each roll a die and add a combat value to the result. If a character in the melee position is attacking a character in the melee position character, they use the melee combat values for each character. In all other instances, melee attacking flank attacking melee, and flank attacking flank combat. Okay, so if you're melee on melee, you use melee, and then if you're anything else, you use the flank combat values. The character with the higher combat result wins and inflicts 1 damage on the opposing character. Okay, so sounds like you say I'm attacking melee on melee. Brick would go 5 plus 1 die, so that'll be 4. And if Brick is attacking Dark Moon, well, I mean, if Dark Moon is attacking Brick, then... Okay, so, like, it's not simultaneous combat. You just... No. Whoever has the highest result. So, okay, so both of them would attack at the same time. And then Dark Moon would be rolling 2 plus 3. So Brick would have won that one. And then Dark Moon would have gotten a damage token on Dark Moon. 3 to kill Dark Moon. Alright. Seems pretty good. I would love to try this. And maybe I'll make a better how to play later if somebody requests it. But for now, later Gators. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe as well. Later.